Hello, everybody, and welcome to Watch Out. I'm your host, Drew Pizzulo. I have a very familiar guest with me today who's going to be co-hosting this show. Everybody knows Jared Sharp. From the
Who are
days...
you?
Oh, I know.
I don't know who you are.
It's about time. We're back, reunited in this wonderful new year, 2019.
Yeah.
And he's going to help me host this show on a brand that we both know and love. And actually are going to review tonight a little bit. Yeah. He's not in the best mood. He's done what he got.
I got a piece of dust in
Yeah.
my nose.
A little brand called ORIS. I had previewed this in my show in January. But before we get into that, Jared, what's been new with you? I know you've had a child recently. How's everything going with Jordana?
Absolutely. Unbelievable. It's life-changing, to say the least. It's the greatest joy ever. It can be stressful at times, but when you come home to, cute little face, girl, boy, it doesn't matter what you have, it makes everything really fantastic. So it's good. It's really good. Can't complain at all.
Yeah, it's amazing how time flies.
Ha,
Speaking of time. Okay, so the brand that I said we are going to review tonight is ORIS. The specific watch.
I have a question for you. Is this your favorite brand or not necessarily?
One of my top 5.
Okay.
One of my top 5. I've liked it for... I have always said to you this from the days we first started collecting. I said, ORIS is an insider's brand. The people that know watches know ORIS. Doesn't mean they hit a home run with every watch model, okay? Because we're all going to have hits or misses. Rolex has had hits and misses along the way. But no matter what watch brand it is.
Have you seen the recent Audemars Piguet release, the Code 1159? Talk about not a hit.
Oof, that's what they all have them. And some are bigger hits and misses than anyone. And the watch review that I said I was going to do for you this month is going to be, again, it's the ORIS, and this is the Source of Life. Okay, now, if you remember...
Now also, they came out with a new model, whatever it is, ORIS Relief also, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and what
they
ORIS...
keep coming out with, the limited
Sure.
models. But they're for, charity and, good causes.
That's what I'm getting to, yeah. ORIS releases a certain amount of models every year. The Great Barrier Reef was their last couple years. I had one, I did an episode on that. It was one of my most watched episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Beautiful
was
watch, it's too large. Beautiful.
And here's the ironic part. This is the same size.
Really?
It doesn't look like it, though. And the reason being, and I'm going to get into that in 1 minute, the Barrier Reefs, and Jared is correct, when they first came out was 47 millimeters. That was way too large.
It's like Invicta.
They dropped it down to 43.5 the next year, and that's the one I got for you guys, and and the reason why I ended up getting rid of that one, even though it was a great watch, it was too thick. Okay, and this year,
I'm guessing. See, anything above I think a 13 millimeter case size thickness just gets 13, 14 just gets too big. If it's around the 12 and a half or under, it usually is fairly comfortable depending on what kind of material it's made out of.
Sure, and you're going to get, what they did was they actually noticed that, and they took it to a new level, and this one is the Source of Life. This is the charity watch for this year. And if you take a look at it over here, okay, you will see that, you can't really see it too well in the light right here, but this is actually a blue dial. It kind of looks too gray from what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the nice little bonus to, some of these dials is how they go from one hue to another. Sometimes they're a little sunburst. They get little radiant grade. When you get the change of color, it's kind of nice, actually.
Sure, and this does have a blue sunburst dial. Yeah. It really does have a nice look. This is actually the watch I saw when I went into the Caribbean, and I did see it for $1,650. They retail anywhere right now on eBay. Can't find one cheaper than $2,200. Very, very shocking, but they are limited.
Where'd you get yours from?
This one I did get on eBay. I was able to get them down to $1,650. There's only a handful on eBay because they're limited to 2,343 pieces. So, again, and it's all for charity. They go to support the Great Barrier Reefs. They go to support marine life. This is one thing that they do. So, it's really nice. If you can get one on discount from somebody on eBay, I highly recommend it. But this particular one...
Do they hold their value halfway decently well?
Yeah, actually, if you can get it for about $1,650... you'll get all day, even used. You'll get anywhere from 15 to 1700. You won't lose money. I didn't lose money on the other one. I got it around 1650 because they're limited edition. They're going to hold that certain amount of value. And I was looking on Hodinkee today.
Now, the next question is, do you like this model better? Because now, probably the most popular ORIS model that's out there is the they just released their Pointer 80th anniversary edition, but
Sure.
the ORIS Aquis date is like between the 39.5 millimeter version and then the 43 are probably Oris's almost like flagship watches in
Sure.
a sense.
And this is the Aquis source of light. Now, the only difference that this one has, just like Jared said, the Aquis, the date has been a massive success for him. This is the limited edition. What makes this one
Is that a ceramic bezel?
Yeah, it's actually a tungsten bezel.
Really?
And what it does is, as you can see, the date is on the inner wheel. And there is an indicator that goes and moves clockwise for the date.
So wait, hold on.
That's the only difference.
How much did you say you got this watch for?
$16.50.
Okay.
Okay, so you got this
Compared
one.
to this.
Well, this one again, $16.50, and it's a diver's watch. Okay, so again, if you're going marine life and it's for that, would make sense. So you do have the 30 bar, okay, which is standard for pretty much a diver's watch, a serious diver's watch.
That is ISO 6425, whatever the standard certified, not even a question.
Oh no.
Now the next question I have for you is that with the clasp, is it like a pin or is it like a quick release? Like how do they?
No, these are actually screws. Okay, so they went high end with the screws, as you can see from the band. They go high end with the screws. You can unscrew them,
and the clasp
the clasp even has 3 notches on them for additional, which is really nice because I actually needed mine on the second one right in the middle. And that does make a difference. Even a 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch does make a difference on a wrist, as Jared could tell you. Very, very, something as simple and as stupid as that could make all the difference in the world in how it fits your wrist. Because we all know your wrist will swell and contract based on temperature. So it makes it very easy for me to make it larger or smaller. So yeah, it's got they didn't lose the 43.5. They haven't made it smaller. It's still 43.5. Which is standard pretty much for a diver's watch these days, anyway. It's got the 30 ATM.
The reason why they usually do make them a little bit bigger is because, most serious divers, let's just say, they put these over wetsuits, and if they're too small, it's kind of a pain to get them off, whatever it is. When they're a little large, they're a little more chunky, they're a little more easy to maneuver, especially over a dive suit. With the dive clasp especially, that's a really important feature on it. Again, you have to remember these are tool watches, so they have to be able to use them in a way where they're easily accessible, easily readable. Probably the lume on it is redonkulous.
Yeah, it does have super lume. It does glow in blue, so it is a nice. And I have been wearing this for over a month now, and the super lume does last throughout the night.
It does.
Yes, it'll last at least 8 to 12 hours. Okay. So you have no problem. When I get up in the morning, it's still.
You know what? You're going to keep talking about this. I'm going to put this up to the light for a second so everyone can kind of see.
Sure thing.
How well this really lights up.
And I can also tell you that I'll give you some more specs on it. It does have 38-hour power reserve, which is kind of low. Anywhere from 38 to 42 is kind of standard. It's on the low end of the standard. Its frequency is 28,800 beats per hour, which again,
Let me know when
standard.
You think I should take it off.
Okay, give it about another 30 seconds. Price is about $2,200, like I said. With the stainless steel straps, $2,400. Again, not terrible when you're talking about.
What would be your ideal price? Ideal price for this?
For you mean like a steel of a price?
No,
you mean?
Yeah. Well, not like but I'm talking like the ideal price that you definitely want to pay for it. Like you would take it every day of the week. Like,
anywhere between $1,500 and $1,750 is like right around where I got it for. I think it's very fair for a diver's watch. The great thing about ORIS is they last for decades. I mean, these suckers are well built. Like I said, not all models are winners, which we're going to show you right here in a second, because they can make a mistake, and the smallest mistake, and the smallest mistake.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off like literally all the lights down here.
Let's release
these ones. Oh wow, yeah, wow. Ooh, show that.
Bring it.
That's pretty good, actually.
There you go.
That's really good.
You got to turn that one off for them to be able to see it. But yeah, you're gonna be able to see.
That's
Jared's
actually
right.
really good.
Yeah.
Like really good.
There you
How's
go.
that?
There you go. Yeah, come look at this, Jared.
Yeah, no problem now, right?
Yep, come look at this.
Wait, let me see it in the.
Look at what you're seeing in here.
Yeah, that's.
You can see I mean, this is just super lume, and it lasts for at least.
It's actually, of course, it's brighter in person than it is on
Yep.
the camera, but that's ridiculous.
But I'm showing you that is super
That's
lume,
ridiculous.
and they really highlight it. Jared is absolutely correct. And
By the way, one of the things that I will say about ORIS, and there's one other, I guess I would say with Rolex too. You know the other brand, surprisingly, that I just thought about reminds me of with the lume? I know it's a brand you're not too fond of, but the lume is ridiculous. Christopher Ward.
yeah, they may use.
You know what I
similar-
mean?
A
Yeah.
lot of them use
But
this,
it's...
that super lume, and it is expensive. To put the good shit on the watches, it is more expensive. The tritium tubes that Ball has, expensive.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I actually prefer Super Luminova to tritium tubes.
I do too, because eventually tritium tubes are going to burn out, and you got to get them
They're not
replaced.
as bright. They're not, again,
No,
they're
they're
not
not.
as bright as people
No,
think
they
that
last
are.
so long. They last for decades.
Mhm.
However, they are not bright, but they never go out. You don't have to charge them either.
That is 5 times as bright as tritium tubes are.
And you can
I would say.
understand why a diver would want to use this watch based on how bright it is underwater.
Yeah.
A lot of divers, you're not going to be seeing things when you're going deep sea scuba diving. You're going to be in pretty much pitch black. They need to
Absolutely.
know exactly how much time they have to have before
Now,
their
wait,
air
did
runs
the
out.
bezel light up on that or no?
No, the
Okay,
bezel
so
wouldn't light up.
Face, no,
It's
okay.
just the face, and
Standard.
but it's fantastic
Mhm.
with the lume, and that's what ORIS again is known for. So
Now, on a
basically,
scale of 1 to 10, with it being comfortable on your wrist, what would you give it?
about 9. About 9. I mean,
Pretty fair.
here, take a look. Put it on your wrist. You can
Yeah.
see what I'm talking about. And the other good thing about it is, again, it is using the Solita
Like, it's not as heavy,
SW200
too, as
movement.
you would imagine. Like,
Nope.
it's got heft, but it's not, like, overly
And as you can see, it's not as thick as most divers' watches. Most divers' watches, including Seiko, are very
I tell you
thick.
something? I could wear this all day long.
I know. That's why I like it. It's,
Maybe you guys can hear the baby upstairs.
See? Giordano agrees.
I can, and you know the blues. It's like a bluish green,
Yes,
which is
And
really.
when you rotate it, you
which
can
is
see
really
the sunburst of the dial. It caught my eye when I was in the islands.
very
I said,
smooth sweeping second.
"Yep, it's about a
and-
second off a day, about a second fast."
Now, let me just figure out. Now, where is the? Okay, so I see how. So it's like a little bar for the date,
Yes,
and it shows
and
the
it
7th.
rotates. Yep,
That's
yep. It's the only one that does that in the ORIS collection. That's what they made this special for, just
And
for
you
this
know what?
month.
It's very legible.
Yep.
It's small, but it's very legible compared to this.
Well, that's what we're going to be getting to pretty much next, and it uses its Solita SW200 movement, and again,
You know what?
quality movement.
I'm actually impressed with the
Yeah.
with the quality watch. Very easy to open in case you need to do it.
It's just
Good
a
construction.
high-powered
I can see the screws.
diver's watch, and if you can get one, again, there's only 2,300 pieces.
And then obviously you have the clasp here that comes out. But
Yep, they thought of everything.
Tell you something. This is a pretty, and then I mean.
They got
you
the
know, this is
rotating. They
pretty
got a
easy
tungsten bezel on it, the ceramic
rotate.
tungsten bezel. Obviously, the sapphire crystal.
I gotta tell you, this is very.
It's a beast, but it's not too big of a beast,
It's
and it
impressive.
wears really well.
It's impressive.
As you can see, it's not that
I will
thick.
say that.
Okay. Obviously, it has the screw-down crown. It's
For
got
a
everything
dive
you
watch,
need.
I
For a
think the
dive watch,
thickness is
I
very
think it's fantastic.
fair,
And good to see that
Super
Jared
comfortable
agrees.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very,
Very comfortable.
very
It does
comfortable.
not. If you have hair on your wrist,
Won't
as
tear.
most guys do, it doesn't at all. And
I like it.
yeah, very nice. And
Doesn't
I'm very
cover
happy
your
with
skin
it.
or
Yeah,
anything.
I'd give it around a 9.5 out of 10. I think it pretty much has thought of everything. The only thing it doesn't have,
What's
it's not a
the-
day date.
What's the accuracy on it per day, give or take?
1 second fast a day, and it's been that way since I got it.
Can't complain.
So you can't complain. The accuracy's there. It's COSC certified within those standards. A dive watch, and it's not too big. Again, I have a very small wrist. It doesn't wear that big on my wrist. Okay, 43.5, I would have thought it would have wore a lot bigger. I have had watches that wear a lot bigger because, even though the crown isn't recessed or anything, it does not wear that big. So it does have a very nice feel. It wears perfectly, and I enjoy this
it's
watch
really not bad at all.
tremendously. Now, The other thing that Oris just came out with is one that Jared just recently got.
Well, we'll be going back.
We'll be going back, and I'm going to show you why. Is because this
Terrible.
one thing Oris has done well in the past has been this model where they've done the triple date moon phase.
Yeah.
And the triple date moon phase was a tremendous success for him.
You're probably gonna have to take it off the pillow to
Yeah.
take the thing off.
And
You know, it's so funny. Like, you know, I got this in today, and you know, I've been a fan of this watch in the past, but how they just recently did this, it is actually very, very difficult. Like I feel like the font, the print, and the outlining with the day, the date, even the GMT, you know, at the bottom for the 24-hour scale, it's so faint. Like they didn't bother to, like, you know, contrast. Like the dial is beautiful. Everything else is beautiful, especially like the hour marks of the hands, nice sword hands.
yep.
But there's no contrasting with the day or the date of the GMT, and it's, you know, listen. At the end of the day, my vision's pretty good. Can I see it? Kind of, yeah. But it is so. Even Drew's got fantastic vision. He's even like, yeah, this is hard to see.
I happen to agree with it. If you guys look at the watch, just looking at it right here,
It's
right
beautiful.
now,
I mean,
it's a beautiful watch.
It is.
You wish they would have put everything in bold, okay? Because
Which they did on
that
the
they've
previous
done
ones.
in previous years and previous
If they
versions.
did that, this would have been a home run.
Jared is absolutely correct.
Home run.
Okay, and that's the only
By
thing
the way,
that's
the
missing.
link construction on this too, I don't know if you noticed that, it's a little different than the past. It's a little bit more, not as, it's a little more flimsy.
You can see it's a thinner type construction. It's
Yeah.
actually lighter. So this goes to one of their more
Which is fine, but
economical
it's
designs.
It's just cheap. Like, take your watch to that watch. I mean, of course, totally different. This is not a dive piece by any means, but you can take it in the water, no problem. It's the 5 ATM. Oh my god, this one, I gotta tell you guys, what Oris did, very disappointing. I wish they would have kept the old construction. It was so solid. It wasn't too heavy. Super comfortable on the wrist. Very easily legible. You know, just like a beast. Performed no problem. The end links were solid. The only thing that doesn't feel cheap about it is the dial, of course, but the bracelets, everything about it. This watch, it's priced at jomashop.com at $16.75. I prefer to have a goddamn Seiko at this point compared to this. No offense. It's just this model.
You'd rather have this model.
Yeah. Well,
at that price point.
well, like I said, because you paid $16.50 for yours. This is $16.75 with more features, and this doesn't do it for me. Like,
correct.
but you know, it's like when you first open up a watch and you see like the box on it. Only one side snap. It's like, you know, you could just tell, like, what, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's only one side. You know, you guys can just tell that, you know, at the end of the day, this watch, I'm not saying it's not a winner, it's just, it's not there. It's a nice piece.
If this
but-
is hitting a home run, then that's hitting a single.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just,
or a foul ball.
yeah, and I think part of it is Jared and I both expect so much from Oris
Well,
because
here's
of
the
what
thing.
they've done in the past.
I think if you're spending over $1,500 on a good quality automatic, the details have to be there.
Oh, absolutely.
Every little detail that you're thinking about, like Oris, how they did, you know, the date going around, the little bar, that's part of the details. The tungsten bezel, that's
Different.
That's a detail. The screws and the links, that's a little bit different. Not everyone does that.
The fact that there's only 2,300 pieces
Right,
makes
you know,
it special.
the color of the dial also, it's a little different.
Different.
Every single one of these things, it just makes it a little bit better. Like, there's so many different dive watches out there, it's unreal. Almost every one of them has a black dial, you know, has you know, pin / you know, screw links, but how many of them do it? You know, and all the bezels, by the way, nowadays are ceramic, which is not bad.
Yep.
But how many people are doing tungsten with a very unique bluish greenish grayish, which
Yeah, it's
you almost
really-
never see,
No, it's pretty wild.
and then a date going around?
And add the
It's
super
what
lume.
Oris does.
Don't have, you know, add the
Blue.
super lume.
Yeah, which,
the
by the
blue
way,
super
Oris,
lume.
I think, is the only one, but maybe besides Christopher Ward, that actually does the blue Swiss Superluminova.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
it.
And both of mine have had it. Any dive watch I've had from Oris does do that, and they're actually fantastic. They're actually one of the leaders in dive watches. Both them, Rolex, Seiko's another one that does a lot of dive
Seiko
watches.
has like a cult following. Like, let me tell you something. Seikos are a watch. Now, depending on the model, of course, because you can't just get any model. Where, believe it or not, for a Japanese brand, I believe it's Japanese, not Chinese, it is a brand that's actually people
Yes,
people
yeah.
are bidding like crazy on eBay. They will hold if not increase
Yeah.
in value, which is crazy.
Yeah, and it's something like everybody knows Seiko. They're all
like,
over the place.
Seiko is the Rolex of like the cheap. I hate to say it this way, but the cheap poor man's world.
Yeah.
It's like what it is. It's amazing in the last 2 years what Seiko has done.
Yeah, they've made a lot of advancements and strides, especially in the diving world. My dad had a
They're not a
diving
bad
Seiko
watch.
for 20, 30 years.
They're not a
No,
bad watch.
but when they go, they go.
Yeah.
There's no
They
way to
usually
fix
don't
that
last
sucker.
forever.
No, they
Usually
don't.
don't.
Nothing does. However,
Yeah.
but Oris, what they're known for is, again, being an insider brand. You don't hear a lot from them. It's something you see a lot of in the islands, in the Caribbean, anywhere in Europe. You see them a lot more than you would, obviously, in the United States. But it's an insider brand. You see them at shows. You see them at where people would
They
know.
make every kind of watch. The only kind of watch that I don't believe that they make, literally, the only kind is a Power Reserve watch, right? As far as I know.
I
don't-
no. I think they have a Power Reserve. I think they have one model
They do.
that may be a Power Reserve.
Because if they have that, then they have like
Yeah, they got a
literally
Power
one of
Reserve.
almost
Remember
everything.
their 48 that they hand wine is a Power Reserve.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's the in-house caliber. I think the 111.
The
113.
yep, the
Okay, yeah,
113,
you know,
yep, that is a Power Reserve.
And you know, honestly, they literally Oris is a brand that does a little bit of everything. There's literally any kind of watch that you would want, they have.
Oh yeah, and they're independent. Let's not forget the fact that they're not part of Swatch.
It's what, like
They're not
1904.
They're an independent watch company. Okay,
Yeah.
they're they're not part of a bigger conglomerate that controls the everyday operations on what they're going to do, how they're going to sell it, and how they're going to market. They're their own company. They're independent, and how many can you say that for these days? I'm talking about a big Swiss watch company.
Let's be real here. There's rumors about this. This may not happen. I don't know if Drew knows this, but they were saying Patek Philippe may go for sale to maybe even Rolex. I mean, will it happen? I doubt it. But that was the rumor that was swirling in the last
Wouldn't
month or
surprise me, guys. None of this would surprise me.
First of all, Patek Philippe is worth about $8 to $10 billion, which, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's family owned. You could take that money, do whatever you want. I mean,
it's a rapper's delight.
I get you're giving up control of your company, but at the end of the day, I'll tell you what, I'll sell my company. I want like a 2% royalty. Give me 2% royalty on it, 1% even.
You
I
got
don't
it,
care.
Mr. Wonderful.
That's it. I mean, it's like a perfect little, that's how you structure a business deal.
That's how you do it.
You know what I mean?
So again, guys, thanks for joining us for this episode on Oris. Stay tuned for me next month as we will get into another episode filled with.
What's the next episode?
I don't know. I'm picking up my. I told Jared I'm picking up my Van Cure.
Oh, the Van Cure. Okay. Well, the Van Cure.
I just
the
recently.
Breitling too.
Yes, I had, and that one may be in March.
Oh,
I'm picking up the Breitling.
What do you? I still think that this one's a worse disaster than that Breitling will be, for sure.
Oh yeah, I think
I really
I'm gonna like the Breitling.
You think so?
The Navitimer, and I'm gonna go through you guys on what actually a Navitimer does. I've done a lot of research on it. Actually, for what everybody, again, it's a limited edition. It's not like they're making a lot of them. When was the last time you saw a Breitling do a 38 millimeter? I'm not doing a 43. I'm doing a 38. Okay, a 38 Navitimer. They haven't done it in quite a long time.
Yeah.
So, and this is with the blue dial again. That sunburst style.
They're saying it's only 3 bar though.
It is.
ATM.
Apparently, it is only 3 bar, and that's the one downside. I'm actually. That's right, because I had put this together. I'm gonna do like a court case, and I'm gonna be both the prosecution and the defense.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this watch in a pool.
Yeah, thanks. With an insurance policy.
But no, but apparently it's like double sealed. Like I was doing my research, it's double sealed 3 ATM. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean,
I've
always said
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Swiss 3 ATM is different than a regular 3 ATM. However, I'm going to do both the prosecution and the defense, and you can decide on who's going to win this one.
We have
because
to wear judge hats.
Yes, because it's going to be quite interesting on this watch. Because right now I'm trying to get it in, guys. For the Breitling Navitimer, there's anywhere between a 4-week and a 6-month wait. To be totally honest with you, they're out of stock. They're not even in stock. They're showing them on Joma Shop. They're showing them.
Buy it?
I bought it about 3 weeks ago. And I haven't gotten
any updates
shit.
on it?
I haven't even gotten billed. So to give you an idea, I mean,
Wait, where'd you get it from?
I actually got this one at. I think this one I got at AuthenticWatches.com.
Okay.
It's either that
no.
or Jones Shop. It was one of the big ones out there.
Interesting.
No, it was WatchMax. Yeah, WatchMaxx.com. They're another big, large company. And
I was gonna say we know every single one of these retailers.
Yeah, and again, I don't even know when I'm getting it. So that episode may depend on what month I get it in. It may be 6 months until this sucker's on back order. I don't even know why, which leads me to why would you even be selling a watch that's on back order?
I'm gonna head out and say goodbye because the baby is.
But yeah, we're heading out, guys. Again, hope you enjoyed this review. I thank Jared for joining me today to go over.
Hey, listen, thanks for having me. It felt good to be back.
And I will see you next time on another episode of Watch Out.